This is the Helpful Lockpicker here, and welcome back to my featured channel of the week. This is a video series that I started to help give some of the smaller YouTube channels some of the much-deserved exposure. They are really great channels, but the problem is on YouTube's algorithm, sometimes it's very hard to find some of the smaller channels. They just do not pop up. Sometimes you can even put their name in verbatim and other people's videos will start populating. What I'd like to do is just try to start featuring some smaller channels and just go over some of the stuff that I really enjoy about them. I'd like to celebrate these channels. My goal is to be a great resource in the community and try to make sure that everyone's successful and be able to help everyone out in any way that I can. What I want to do today is feature a channel that I really enjoy. This is a smaller channel that started sometime in 2017, and it's a pretty cool channel. The channel that I'm going to feature today is LockPicking Patrolman. One thing you may notice about his name is that it says that he's a lock picker and he's a patrolman, and both of these are very true. He does pick locks and he is a public safety officer that patrols the streets to keep the public safe. So those facts are very true. What I've put together today is a highlight reel of his channel, and please stay tuned to check out some clips of his channel. One fun fact about the Lockpicking Patrolman is that he has a pretty good-sized little cat family. Throughout all his video series, all of his cats have been featured at least once. What I've done today is put together a quick little series so you can meet his fluffy family.
Hey guys, I'm the Lockpicking Patrolman, and that was Bernoulli making a cameo appearance. Today we are joined by one of the Lockpicking Patrolman's kitties. This is Mr. Diogenes. He's actually never been in any of my videos before. And this is Socks, the Lockpicking Patrolman's cat. Well, one of them anyway. Send me a carrier pigeon. I promise Aloysius won't eat him.
Throughout creating Lockpicking Patrolman's YouTube channel, he has started to develop a new passion for opening up challenge locks, and many of his videos you can see him conquering many great challenge locks in a very quick time in a very skillful way. What I have done today is put together a few clips of some of the challenge locks that he really enjoyed.
Tonight we're going to try to do an eviction here. This guy really has been putting up a fight. I've got him open a few times, but of course never on camera. So we're going to try to change that tonight. He's quite a stubborn lock to open up. Okay. One's always the first binder, but it must have a really weak spring on it because he doesn't like to reset like normal. And what I'm going to do is work from the bottom with this longer hook here. Then I'll probably move up to the ledge on the side here. And we're open. Woo! Yes! The law has won. Alright. Let's get this guy gutted. Crime doesn't pay. If you fight the law will win. Even if it's eventually. Chamber 1, standard key pin, a very nice serrated, homemade serrated pin, with a very tightly coiled copper spring. 2 is a standard key pin with a little washer around a pin and pin. That is awesome, Leon. And then the top part of the pin and pin, which is hollowed in there. I don't know if I'll be able to get a good view on it if I were to pick it up, but it's hollowed right in there, and then there's some serrations on the outside of it, topped off by this copper spring. Chamber 3, standard pin, very nice spool, very long, nice edges on it with a steel spring. 4 is a spooled key pin, very nicely done, with another spool up top, a little bit thicker, a little bit shorter than the previous one. Nice copper spring on it. 5 is another spooled key pin with a taper at the top of it right there. And then above it looks to be a homemade, it's not really, it has two deep serrations, but Leon, I'm sure you'll tell me, it looks almost like you were trying to make a, like a Asa barrel pin out of it. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Nice copper spring on top of it. Pin 6 had a spooled key pin with a very nice spool, very wide top on there, and a standard driver with that steel spring.
He also doesn't have just a passion for opening up challenge locks. He also enjoys the difficulty that many stock locks can pose. Here are some examples of some of the favorite stock locks that he has opened.
Today we're going to pick open this Tisa. This lock initially looks like it'll be a fairly easy half Euro cylinder profile, but Tisas are anything but easy. They have beveled driver and key pins, and that makes them, along with very tight manufacturing tolerances, makes them very, very difficult to pick. I'm going to be using bottom of the keyway tension with fairly heavy tensioning, and also going to be using a Southward Max pick. It's about a deepish hook. Alright, pin 2 is the first to bind up in this lock. And then you move to the back, and I believe it's pin 4. And just want to lift him. I did lighten up on the tension just a little bit to see if I could maybe coax one or two of those pins into the right spot. But the closer you get with these locks, and there we're open. The closer you get, it sort of reminds me of like high tension wires snapping. You can see here that the only security feature that we have are these serrations on the tops of the key pins, and then also on the driver pins, these bevels, which don't look like a whole lot, but guys, let me tell you, they are a pain to try to get set. And the lock that I have today is a Lockwood Model 570 oval cylinder that was very kindly sent to me by Don's Locks all the way from down under in Australia. You can see the bitting on this key is particularly good. This isn't a challenge lock. Don sent this to me stock, and I believe that I've been able to feel a few spools and maybe some of the infamous Lockwood tapered pins inside of this cylinder. Slight click off at 3, under 5, I believe 4 again, maybe wasn't set all the way the first time. You can see that I'm using tension to my advantage, keeping these spools, and there we go. The trick with these Lockwoods, like I was just saying, is to keep the tension moderate, but also be mindful of your tension. And there you can see that these spools have very, very, very thin edges on them. You can see that we have all of these spools in all of the chambers. All of the key pins are standard, and these springs are extra long springs. They actually sort of look like they came out of I don't know, maybe ballpoint pens. But anyway, guys, all right, there's the Lockwood number 570. And you can see that with a little bit of practice, it can open fairly easily.
In order for our community to be successful, what we need to do is share our information and make it fluid. We need to be able to learn from our own experiences, but we also need to share all the information that we gather from others and keep the information alive so everyone can learn and we can spread it. One great example of this is when the Lockpicking Patrolman got the Kaba Peaks challenge lock from Bill Picardi. He had a very hard time initially trying to figure out how to set the check pin. He scoured the search engine of YouTube and could not find any information on it. So what he did was make a pretty cool tutorial from his own experience and also seeking from others their experiences to try to make a really great informative video on how to set a check pin on a Kaba Peak cylinder.
What I'm doing today is a revisit of this Kaba Peaks kick cylinder. I couldn't figure out, couldn't find a good solid reference, a good easy reference where it showed how these locks work. So I figured I would do a video showing everybody what I have discovered so far about this lock. All right, enough of me waffling around. First thing, let's take a look here at the Bible. And just inside the front, you can see there is actually a little ring. So, and then also down here at the bottom, there is a notch. I believe what happens is this little check pin gets pushed up just enough past the shear line here by the key. And then also in this groove, just right here. And if we insert the key, you can see that that little spur on the end here meets up perfectly with the ring, and then also meets up perfectly with this little part, which would explain why it doesn't like to be gutted with the key inside of it. Let's load up this check pin. This is the bottom one that goes here into the plug in this first space right there. And so today though, we're just focusing on this check pin. So I just loaded that spring into where that check pin goes. Then I'm taking the top part of that pin and I'm going to brush this little bit of debris off of there, slide it down in there. We use a shim just like I did when I gutted the lock. Well, that didn't go according to plan, but I think we can make do. There we go. All right, got it in there. That check pin is loaded up in there. We can see that it is locked up just from that one pin. We take the key, put it in there, and it turns freely. And even when it's rotated, normally any other core, if we had just one pin loaded up in the plug and in the Bible, just a turn of the key would just pull this core out and we'd have a pin go shooting somewhere. And I'm just going to reach up here and I will pick that out, run this follower through. And because that top part of the check pin is a tricky little devil, I'll just catch him with my hand, dump the spring out, and you can see there's the check pin that goes into the core. So anyway guys, if you've never encountered a Kaba Peaks, this is just my understanding. Again, I've not dealt with these locks on any type of regular basis. And this is my first, so I just thought I would share my learning experience with everybody.
If you enjoyed the highlight reel that I made on LockPicking Patrolman, please consider checking out his channel. He's currently at about 250 subscribers and his channel's growing every day. He is a really great guy and is continually making some pretty interesting videos, and I enjoy watching him. But if you guys have any other channels that you'd love to see me feature, please send me an email at helpfullockpicker@gmail.com, or please leave a comment below, and I'd love to check out the channels and try to make a video on them. But either way guys, thank you so much for checking out this video, and thank you to everybody that is subscribed to my channel and helps support it. Every subscription makes a big difference, and I really appreciate all the feedback and support that I have gotten. I still cannot believe that the channel is where it is today, and I look forward to seeing it grow every single day. This has been my featured channel of the week on LockPicking Patrolman. Thank you guys so much for checking him out, and if you guys have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more like it, please subscribe. As always, thank you so much for checking this out, and I hope you all have a great day, and please consider checking out LockPicking Patrolman. He's a really great guy and is continually making some pretty cool content.